just caught a giant muskie. Got him clipped with my skill and try to hoist him in the boat. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's doing well. You're having good luck on the water, catching big fish, whatever it is you're after. I've been fishing hard for the past few weeks. Now at the beginning of the month, I took a guided trip on the Allegheny River with Jeff Knapp, who operates Keystone Connection Guide Service. Now I first met Jeff last fall at the boat ramp of keystonepowerdam. Introduced myself, told him about my YouTube channel, and that I wanted to definitely book a trip with him. Now not only does Jeff guide, but he's a freelance outdoor writer for the local newspapers and Game and Fish East magazine. I've read his articles for quite a few years, and a couple months went by. The end of December, he had reached out on one of my YouTube videos and asked me if I'd be interested in offering some insight on my square bill fishing techniques, since if you watch my videos, you know I like to do so much of. I said, absolutely, it's middle of winter, of course I'll talk fishing. So he called me, did a 15-minute interview to get what he needed for his article, and we must have talked fishing for at least another 45 minutes. Very knowledgeable guide, fisherman, and just a really nice guy. Now the river went from really low to blown out in a matter of a week's time, but we were finally able to take a trip out on April 30th, and minus it being, I think it was like 43 degrees for a high that day, it rained pretty much the whole time. We did really well. We boated over 30 smallmouths, one small walleye. Now I didn't take the cameras with me that day. One, because I didn't want to spoil his spots, and two, I just didn't want to mess with it. But here's a couple pictures of the 3 biggest smallmouths I caught that day. Now that last one was the biggest fish I've ever caught on a spinnerbait. I don't fish spinnerbaits much because the lake I fish is usually too clear, but that definitely was the highlight of my day, catching that big smallmouth on that spinnerbait. Now the following week I hit Keystonepowerdam again, and with the big cool down and snow flurries and frost that we had, it really messed up fishing. Bites were tough that day. Now the following week, which I guess that would have been last week, I caught fish, you know, consistently all day, still on good many of them on square bills. And I think my second cast, I foul hooked a carp. I'm pretty sure it was a carp. You know, this time of year they're up milling around shallow. Oh wait, that's pulling. I think I think that's a carp. I don't know. I think I snagged a carp. Maybe. I didn't even think that was a fish. I thought it was a rock or a stump, a tree. Gotta be a carp. Oh, I think it was a carp. It fought for a little while, and then I ended up pulling the hook, but he put up a good fight before he said see you later. So then I caught 2 nice largemouths, and I thought, boy, this is really going to be a good day. Good fish. fish of the day. Same way. Dragon bar. That's a good one. Heck yeah, that's a good one. He's got some spunk. Boy, he freaking choked that. Right down the hatch. 17 1/4. Real nice largemouth. And shortly after that, it was pretty much all dinks. Fish? Yeah, that's a fish. He's coming right at the boat. Oh my goodness. That thing fought like he was 20 inches. Now this past Friday, my plan was to fish Crooked Creek first thing in the morning, come home, regroup. My wife was going with me in the afternoon, and then I was fishing the rest of the evening. So pretty much a full day on the water. I hit Crooked Creek right after daylight. I think I hooked like 8 fish, boated 5. The biggest one was just shy of 15 inches. Fish on. Well, it's too early to tell if it's gonna be good yet or not, but and he's off. Back travel 1 hook. Well, at least it's something. Another one. Little. All right. Not sure why I can't hook these things. Keep them attached. Fish. It wasn't a horrible day. I've almost got skunked several times fishing that lake, but I come home, regrouped, got my batteries charged, and her and I went out, caught a couple fish right off the bat. Seemed like it's gonna be a good day, and then it just kind of died off. She left, and the evening did pick up. I got into some bass, nothing big. So I'm coming down to the last laydown I wanted to fish, and I look over and I see a muskie sitting up shallow, tucked right in next to the tree. And I thought, I'm gonna see if I can catch him. So I drift by him, make a cast back past him, and I brought that square bill maybe a foot by his face. And just as it got there, he turned and smacked it. And luckily, whenever he grabbed it, he grabbed it, and I hooked him right in the side of the mouth. I mean, I had both trebles in them, but the line was on the outside, and the water was clear enough that I could see the square bill. I knew I could land this fish. I figured he was around the 30-inch range, but when he took off, I knew he was much bigger. So I finally get him up next to the boat, and I didn't want to just reach in there and grab him, but I don't have a net, so I pulled out my new Rapala scale I have that has a little clamp, and I thought if I can get down and just clamp his lower jaw, at least I can get a hold of him, get him in the boat, get a picture, get the hooks out, and get him back in the water. And sure enough, it worked. Unfortunately, once I had him clamped, I looked back and I realized I had shut my GoPro off, never turned it back on. And I mean, I struggled all day, as hot as it was. I mean, it was pushing 90 to, you know, my batteries were dying quick, and it just, you know, I really hadn't caught anything nice. And that's just how it goes. As soon as you stop recording, that's when the action happens. I just caught a giant muskie. Got him clipped with my skill and try to hoist him in the boat. I didn't have my camera on whenever he hit. I mean, he was sitting in a foot of water. I just cast my square bill over there, and as soon as it zipped by him, he drilled it. I can't even measure this fish. Didn't get the fight, but he was a nice fish. Looks like the weather is going to stay consistent for the next few weeks. Hopefully I can get back on some big bass and share the excitement with you. Thanks for checking out this video. Good luck on the water, and I'll see you later. Get the square bill out, get the crankbait outside of his, get the hooks out, and get him back in the water. And it went from, I haven't grabbed a muskie by the grill too.